This cigar is good tonight.
Yeah.
Well, they're good every night, but
Oh, yeah. We're going to go through different decades because it changes. And I'm about to hit 30, so I'm starting to feel it a different way than when I was 20.
yep.
If you were 20 years old, didn't have any money to go to college, didn't have any money for anything except for rent and food, you're eating ramen every night, you're going to work every day, what do you recommend? How do you break out of that?
You have to have great people around you. You gotta build your network. You have to be able to have a lot of confidence and self-esteem,
Okay.
and you gotta ask.
Mm-hmm.
I was always afraid to ask. I can remember when I was 20. I, I don't think I was ready to have a business at 20. Some people are. There's a lot of young guys out there that are successful.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to that successful part, I see a lot of them fall too.
Right.
Like they got all this money and they got all this stuff, and then now they just lost it all.
Mm.
In business, you got to be a turtle.
Okay.
Okay, go slow,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like I said, you just take your time. All right. I know people that are in their 70s and just starting a business. It can happen at any age. It's when you had enough to where you want to start. Take the stock in yourself. Without a risk, there's no reward. Everybody's afraid, if I put out $50,000, oh my God, I put out $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh my God. Well, now you have to work. You have to work. But again, it goes back to passion.
Right.
Because what I do in both places
Mm-hmm.
is not a job.
Right.
It's 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 just great.
It's what you love to do.
What I love to do.
Yeah.
I get up in the morning, I put my suit on. I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I have a plan for the day. I change. I come here. I have my plan for the night,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Right.
Simple. Keep it simple. Learning from the people who've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mustafa here has all this techie stuff here. Okay, he started setting it up, and he's got all this stuff right. And I went, "Thank God you're doing this because this podcast would never happen if I was in charge of this." So I'm learning from him, and he's learning from me.
Right.
I mean, it's great. And all the people that come in here, I learned from them,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to keep learning from the people that come in.
Yes.
I've had people in here from A to Z.
Yeah.
Just stories upon stories, and that's only 2.5 years.
You said,
Right.
I just had a great conversation before you came here with Ash. He was in here, shook his hand. He asked me a lot of questions that I didn't really think about the podcast itself, about, marketing on it and what we're going to do with it. I didn't even think at that perspective. And that's where I think this place is amazing, because you're getting different perspectives as well. You're not just getting, well, this is what I do, this is how I do it, and we're going to do it. No, you're getting it. Look at it from different angles. Get someone else's perspective. Maybe in the future, something else requires that perspective.
You know what they call that?
What's that?
They call that a toolbox.
Okay.
Okay, it came into Castles, and you got a toolbox now.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in here, you're going to pick something from everybody in here, or anywhere in life, not just here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to put that in your toolbox.
Right.
And when you need it, you're going to open up your toolbox, and you're going to go, I know what to do now.
Right.
Because you got the information.
Right.
And you got the honesty information.
Mm-hmm.
People in here they want to help all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat it. That's why I said people made my success. I started it. The old saying too is build it and they will come.
Mm-hmm.
How true is that? When I wasn't even open yet, a couple people were sitting here, and when I was still painting the place, I was getting it ready and everything, and all of a sudden the power went out. Right? What did they do? They went and got flashlights, candles, and we still sat in the middle of this floor out here and smoked cigars. Didn't want to leave.
Just having a good time.
It was awesome. Everybody hopped in and did a part of something, and the next thing you knew, it was pretty bright in here.
Yeah. Now, 20s. You're young. You have a lot of time. I learned something great from another one of my mentors in real estate. He told me, He heard this from a gentleman in his 70s who told him when he was 40 years old, he said, "You're still young. Make mistakes. You can make mistakes. You can make as many mistakes as you want. You can go 300,000 in debt because you can get out of it if you have the drive for it, if you have the passion for it. I'm 75 years old. I can't make it out anymore. Take those risks now. Get them out of the way, but be smart about it."
Very true. That is phenomenal. I made a lot of mistakes. I just don't want to make them again.
Right.
And this is where we're going to show you where to minimize those mistakes. Nothing's ever going to be perfect.
No.
Ever, never, ever, never. But if you're all in and you love what you do, and I don't care if you do computers or you have a novelty store or whatever you do, you got to love it.
Right.
You know, you got to love it. I know a couple people who opened up a couple of their businesses and they're doing great. We knock heads all the time with information, and that's what we do. Networking. You know, I have a lot of business cards here, which was great. And I ran across this one guy. He was a plumber, right? Who doesn't need a plumber? Everybody needs a plumber, right? I love this guy so much. This is what he does. I call him up. I'm at the jewelry store.
Yeah.
And I had a problem with some backup from the whatever, right? He comes over. First time I meet him.
Yeah.
He comes over, and I knew right away that he was a plumber. Like, he's my guy, right? He sticks his hand right down into the pipe, right in there, right? And I went, "I love you, man." I said, "Now you're all in." And just the other day, I talked to a couple other guys. I gave him a number for another gentleman who wanted to do things with him, and I mean, that's what it's all about. Networking, helping each other out, and But I knew he was all in, man.
Yeah, he literally went all in.
I said, he's my guy. Anytime someone goes to me, "Hey, Rick, do you know a plumber?" Got one.
Yeah.
You know, and when I put someone's name out there, they do the right job.
Right.
I don't take anything from it. I just pass the good stuff on.
Right.
Just pass it on.
Now you're 30. Okay? You've had about 10 years of experience with work now. You've been in and out of different jobs. Maybe you're successful. Maybe you have a great career. But then again, maybe you're still stocking shelves. Maybe you're, still just trying to figure everything out in life. You just got over 25, 26. You're starting to become more mature as a person, man or woman. 30 years old. Because I'm starting to feel it now, 27. That pressure sets in of, hey, I'm about to be 30, I'm not going to be around forever. What have I been doing the last 18, 12 years? Quarter life crisis almost.
That's good.
What are your plans?
Whew.
What do you tell somebody?
Well, whatever you're doing is keep doing it to the best of your ability. We're all made for something. We just have to wait to get there. One person said to me, "If you throw enough spaghetti on the wall, something's going to stick." You got to keep trying stuff. 30's an age where I remember when I was 30. I'm married. I had a couple of boys, and we were working night and day. And you don't have a lot of time for that. And you say, "Oh, I'm going to do this. And, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna." Well, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Again, networking. I'll keep going back to that. Get involved. You got to get involved with certain things to get the right information.
Right.
And this is why that's why we're doing this. Because I feel that I've got some great information to put out there. Talking 30, again, I told you how old I'm 60, and that's exactly what I did. I looked back and went, wow, 25 years went by. What am I doing? What am I doing? Well, then it hits you. They call them late bloomers.
Okay.
Sometimes you're a late bloomer in life, but if you stay in the game, keep challenging yourself, something's going to happen. That piece of spaghetti is going to stick on the wall. It's never too late. It's not too late. It depends how bad you want it.
People like to use that as a crutch as well. Something that you said earlier. You know, you had 2 kids at 30. People
Yeah.
use that all the time. Oh, well, you know, I have a kid. You know, I don't have time. I got to do this. I got to do this. You know, something's going on. You have a kid. Absolutely. They should come first in your life.
Absolutely.
But make sure that they have a better life, right? Make sure that they're looking at a father figure, a mother figure that's doing something new in their life, that's challenging themselves every single day. You don't want to be the parent that, and I can speak on this more in depth in a different episode, have those parents that, you know, they do their job every day and that's it. They don't aspire to be greater. They don't have future goals of doing something more. They just want to stay where they're at. They're comfortable, and that's it.
Well, you know, they call that being complacent. And, you know, if you're happy with that and that's good, I mean, everybody always wants more, but to get that more, you got to make a change.
Right.
Believe me, there's been days I go, but then I go, no, let's go. Again, you got to be a self-starter. You got to go, you know. And those self-starters, again, I'll go back to the people here, the people in my other business. Everyone that I meet has something great to help you along. Because I remember back when like I said, when I was 30, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Guess I wasn't quite ready yet,
Right.
you know. But I stayed in the box. I kept learning. I went through the trudging of life. You know, when you get to the other side, that's good.
Yeah.
You know, getting there is not easy, but you don't have to take the hard road I took,
Right.
and that's why, again,
We're doing it.
we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know, Mustafa wanted a better thing, and here we are.
Yeah.
He's challenging himself. He went to the next step. If you take an hour out of your life, 2 hours out of your life, what's more important? You got to prioritize what's most important to you. Put a lot of things to the side. Put it to the side and clear your path. You got to make your path. You know, cigar is good though. What else can you do? A podcast, have a cigar, and have a good time.
Right.
You know.
Kick back with people who are real.
Yeah.
Real.
Real.
I will never promote anything fake. I refuse to do it. Even when I was doing affiliate marketing, I refused to get anything or promote anything in my side business that I was doing there unless I had the product. I bought the product, tried it out, tested it, saw results, saw the reviews, saw other people using it. Okay, I'll promote this.
And exactly what you're saying is the same thing I do with people. If you have something great to offer, let's get it out there. 'Cause then other people are going to benefit from it. My 2 guys are 29 and 30 now too, and they pretty much got their way right now. And I stayed on them though. Like, you know, they're like, Dad, come on.
Yeah.
But, you know, now they come into the cigar shop and they just go, wow, Dad, that is the greatest thing, man, right? You know, and I go, thanks, guys. I go, because, like you said, 20s and 30s, did I know I was going to have a cigar shop? No. That's why just stay persistent, stay on a good path, stay with the good people, and keep getting the right information, and things will happen.
Yeah.
Things will happen.
Yes.
Just got to be patient to get there.
Right.
You know, we all want it now. Well, you know, it's like look at the people that win the lotto, right? Right. All of a sudden they got a few million, whatever they win. How many of them lost it all, or they whatever happened, because they weren't ready for all that.
Right.
You know, and that's why starting and going slow and moving yourself forward and doing things, it will happen.
I would say 40, 50, and 60. Now, I haven't been anywhere close to that yet. You're speaking from experience on this.
That's why I'm your eyeballs.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anything better than this as a crystal ball.
Right.
So go ahead. What were you saying now?
40s, 50s, 60s. You started a new business at almost 60 years old.
Yep.
What were the challenges that you felt just because of your age there? Did you feel any challenges of, hey, I'm 60 years old. Should I really be starting a new business? You know, what doubts crept into your mind?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Because I love cigars.
Right.
I knew that being at 60, let's face it, I'm in the fourth quarter, okay? And, you know, I've got all to gain right now.
Right.
You know, who knows what the future's going to hold.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I might have 5 more of these.
Right.
I might have this. I might have that. I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm still 25.
Yeah.
That's good too. Keep your mind young and fresh and be versatile.
Yeah. Be open to new ideas.
Always. I listen to everybody, to what they have to say,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, that toolbox. They said something great, and I went, I'm going to use that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to use. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next week. It could be 3 months from now. Whatever. But I'm going to store that information, and eventually I'm going to use it. I know I will.
Any advice to 60-year-olds that are out there listening?
Never give up.
Okay.
Never give up. I know a lot of people in my age group. You know, they always said, "Yeah, I wanted to start a business. I was going to do this. I was going to do that," and they seen me do it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I'm saying it's never too late.
Right.
Priority. What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not too late.
Right.
It's not late. I'm just starting.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I was probably a little bit of a late bloomer, but that's okay. But the experience behind all that now is what it's about. You're getting all this great information,
Mm-hmm.
all this at 27.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Right.
You know, again, different times, different era. You know, we're grateful we have this technology stuff today.
Yeah.
You know, I can remember when I first started with the technology stuff, I was afraid to hit a button because I thought I was going to blow the thing up, or I was going to delete something, or something bad was going to happen. Now I'm not. Now I'm like Gates, right? You have to change with the times, and I had to ask a lot of questions. You know, I didn't know all this stuff.
Do you feel like a lot of people in your age group are stuck in their ways and too proud to ask
Absolutely,
questions? Yeah.
absolutely. Like I said, that's one of the main things that I see in people that you're afraid to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Never be afraid.
Right.
Because otherwise you will say in 10 more years you're going to say, geez, I wish I well, you know, then
Right.
all those 10 years went by and nothing happened.
Right.
Challenge yourself. That's all you do. Like I said, when I told people we're going to start doing this podcast, and they were like, they were so excited. They all wanted to be on it tonight. And I said, no, this is our first episode. I said, everybody's going to have to wait.
Right, right.
We got a lot of fun to have yet. So, and you're going to meet some great people along the way.
Yes,
Trust me.
absolutely.
people that will give you information that I don't even know yet. And that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to keep learning something that they're going to say.
Right. We'll sit down with them. We'll ask them as many questions as we have, because I am full of questions. And I'm sure you guys out there, you have questions as well. Don't be afraid to send them in a DM to the Cigars at the Castle podcast. You can send them over to the email. I'll put the email that you can send them to
Perfect.
as well. That way you can stay anonymous if you like, or if you want us to put your name out there, we can put your name out there too when you ask these questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Definitely.
respond directly to those. We'll give you any answers that you need to start moving forward. And again, don't be afraid to stop in. Rick doesn't bite.
No.
No.
No, we smoke cigars. Great stuff, man. I think it's a great start. We'll set a date once a month so everybody plan their time around.
Right.
You know what they want to do. The next ones might not be as long as this one. You know, but because I don't want to bore people.
Right.
I want to make sure that you're good and you're happy and enjoying life and moving forward. I love change.
Yeah.
You know, before I change, I ran the other way. Now I go, all right, let's go. I was down in New York a couple weeks ago on business. Wow. Okay, I'm completely out of my element there. Okay, I'm on 47th Street, 42nd, 54th. I don't know what the heck's going on. Thank God for the taxis and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I got out of my comfort zone. Okay,
Right.
and the people that you meet and the experiences and everything made me even better than I was 2 weeks ago, because I got out of my comfort zone. And that's what we did tonight.
Yes.
We got out of our comfort zone.
Well out of our comfort zone.
I mean, we could go sit out in that chair out there and just, which is fine.
Right.
You know.
Listen, If you're listening to this, you're the average working person and you're okay with just being the average working person and you want to do that, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to go further and if you have goals past that, we're here to answer those questions. Rick, especially.
So if there's questions that we can't answer, we're going to get the right person who's going to answer that question.
Exactly.
You know, because we don't want to waste your time here.
Right.
Because time is precious. I was going to wait till the next podcast to throw this out there, but I'm just going to say it because it's what I always used to say. There's 8,760 hours in a year. We got lots of time. Use your time correctly.
Yes.
Do the best you can. Ask questions.
Yes. When you start a business, should your business rules and values match your own? Or do you need to adapt?
Well, there's always going to be changes to adapt, but again, it's going to go back to the planning to be successful. Boy, I did this. I was around it 7 years, so that was a lot of time. So my ears were open, my eyes were open, and I just knew there was something a little better. My values today, I grew into those values, and then I adapted to them, and I stay on what works.
Right.
And I listen to everybody out there to make this place better.
Right.
If they have an idea to make this place better or whatever the case may be, I'm all in with it.
Yeah.
I'm all ears. Let's go.
Right.
You know, because I want you to feel the best here. Got a lot of good feedback on it, and it's working. So you know, the old saying is, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Or something. Just challenge yourself.
Right. And, you know, I'm really happy that you actually wanted to sit down and do this because, like I said before, you know, I would love to read a book about you. I would love to see that in writing. But at the same time, you know, my generation, call me Gen Z, call me Gen X, whatever we are, right? We don't sit down and read books anymore. It's just not going to happen. You know, we listen to podcasts while we're on our way to work. We listen to it while we're at the gym. We listen to it while we're, you know, walking around, doing whatever. It's not that we don't have time. It's just the mind isn't there for that because we're glued to these things. We are fixated on these things, and that's just how we learn. So I wanted to be able to bring your energy and your voice to a larger audience, to more people than would ever pick up any kind of book. I want to have them see your passion because sitting next to you, it's
awesome.
It's crazy.
Vice versa.
Oh, I love it.
Vice versa.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes. You have passion that you can't put in a book. You can't, there's no literary element that you can use to describe what it's like sitting next to Rick and just asking him any question. He's going to look you in the eye. I know that's tough for a lot of our generation. We don't look people in the eye anymore. But he's going to look you in the eye and he's going to tell you the truth.
You know, I went to the doctor's office today, right? Just wanted to check something out. And there was he was a younger doctor, whatever, right? And he did everything like real quick, boom, 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 boom. And what you just said earlier, he didn't really look me in the eyes. That's one thing that I taught my two boys too. I said, you have to talk to people. You have to look them in the eye.
Right.
You know? And they were like, oh, Dad, I don't want to do that, you know. Right? But they listened. All those years of me talking, it did sink in, and it's great. If he comes back up from Florida, I'll have him on here one night.
Yeah.
I'll have my other son maybe on here one night.
Yeah.
You get to meet him, and you know,
we'll talk.
Yeah, and we'll just talk. They're great. In fact, real quick, I know I smoke cigars now, but I used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, and I think they were like 8 and 9, and I couldn't hide it anymore, you know, and they got me to quit. That's pretty strong for, you know, young kids like that. They pressured me, you know, they got on me, and so today I can't thank them enough.
Right. So even at a young age, they understood accountability.
Yes.
They held you accountable.
Oh yeah, they held me accountable. That's for sure. And that's a good point. Being accountable.
Right. Having people around you that are going to hold you accountable.
People hold me accountable here. Wonder if I didn't show up tonight. You would have been disappointed and said, the guy just got crap out of it, another thing.
Right.
No, that's not how it goes. Say it, do it. If you can't do it, ask, or just say, I just can't do it.
Right.
And we'll find someone else to do it.
Right.
We'll get it done. One way or another.
One way or another. Famous saying, you're all in.
All in.
All in.
You got to be all in, no matter what you do. I don't care if it's sports or art or whatever you're doing out there. Take it to the next level. There's always levels. I was at a ceiling, and I just knew. And then when I broke that ceiling, I saw the sky. I went, wow, this is pretty big.
Yeah.
And then it went beyond the sky, because there's more, and there's always more. But just take your time to get there. Don't go out there and, all right, I'm going to do this now.
Right.
Ask the questions. That's what we're here for. We're going to help you get past that ceiling. Look at life a different way.
Right.
You know.
So last question, we're going to leave it off on this. What's one piece of advice that you can give to somebody right now to change just a small thing in their life? What's one small thing that they can change right now that anybody can do to be a little bit better? I have a piece right now that I'll say, if you're in my age group, if you're 30 and below, if you don't have practice speaking to somebody and looking them in the eye, practice with your friends. Get your friends together and say, hey, let's just have a conversation, let's talk, whatever. Let's hang out, and then just practice with them. Something simple. If you're not somebody that's very social, you're antisocial, you're in your bubble. I used to be like that. I'm a tech guy. That's what I do. I make websites, I do crypto, I do affiliate marketing. I do things that I don't have to talk to people. And then, I do customer service as well. But the number one thing that I learned, and speaking to a lot of different people in business, look somebody in the eye and have a conversation.
Piece of advice I have is, go in the mirror and look in the mirror. Talk to yourself in the mirror.
Okay.
Look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
See how you look with other people. Your mannerisms. Are you making sense?
Right.
That's good practice.
Okay.
I remember back in high school, we used to have to do public speaking. Did you ever have to do that?
Yeah. That was a voluntary class, though. You had to sign up for that if you wanted that.
Well, back in my day, there was no signing up for it. Okay, and I can. This is giving me shivers. It still affects me today. No, I can remember it was my day the next day to do it. I don't think I slept a wink. All right, because now I had to get up in front of the whole classroom, and I had to speak. Wow. Okay, and when obviously you had a little plan, you had to do whatever. But when it was done, I was like, I'm never doing that again, right? I'm done with that. But yeah, you practice in the mirror.
Yeah.
Get out there, talk to people. You have to talk to people. That's what I taught my two boys. You gotta talk. Look them in the eye.
Yeah.
Talk to them. Great people will take you along the way.
Right.
That's that easy.
Yeah.
We all don't like the hard stuff. If you're uncomfortable, that's when you know you're doing it right. If you're comfortable, you know that, okay.
Right.
But when you're uncomfortable, that's when you're growing.
That's when you're stepping out of your comfort zone. That
Exactly.
is a huge piece of advice that not enough people pay attention to, not enough people look at or even try to do, because they're in their bubble. They're happy in their bubble.
Yep.
Step out of it for a second, even if it's just a second. Like Rick said, practice in the mirror. I never even thought of that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, just practice in the mirror.
Look in the mirror. Is that something that you did? You practice your public speaking?
I think I did do that, yeah, because someone suggested that to me, and then I had to use that because I had to see how I was looking, you know. And then when I practiced it, then when I got there, it was a little easier. It wasn't great, but it got it done. I think that was that must have been 9th grade. It was either 9th or 10th grade.
Right. That's a good time to do it. That's a good time to really kind of teach that.
Yeah.
Is right when you're going.
Yeah. That was a great time.
Hormones flowing through you. Oh, yeah. Step right out of your comfort zone with that one.
But I'll tell you, I look back and it's been a great ride, and the ride's only going to get better.
Right.
That's the thing. It's only going to get better from here. That's what people got to understand. It's only going to get better. Put yourself out there, it gets better. You know, if someone's knocking you down, get right back up.
There's two kinds of people. When you fall, you're either going to lay there or you're going to get up.
You know,
You play it off.
and that's it. We're gonna plan next month.
Yep. We're looking at, this is probably, after I edit everything, it's probably going to come out in March, the full podcast.
Approximately.
Yeah, in March. We're going to get this one
In
out
March.
full. And then we're going to do another one in March.
Yep.
And we'll get that one out end of March, near April.
What's the best way you think wanted to contact us at this point? What's the best way? Just like through your email right now, or
So I actually set up a email for this.
okay, good.
Yeah. So
See,
I'm
I
gonna
told
put
you he's
that down
techie.
there.
I'm not. Call.
Call me. Call me at this number.
Okay, yeah. Email. You can email.
You send an email, leave a comment below. If this is on YouTube, put a comment down there. If you see a post on Instagram, put a comment there. Send a DM to that Instagram page. Send anything in. You know, I'll put this on the Facebook page. If you want to put it on the Castle Facebook page, you can. I'll put a link to the YouTube channel in there as well. And we're going to try a little bit of TikTok. That's right on the edge of my generation, TikTok. I'm still getting used to that, but you know, we'll learn that as well.
You know, the questions that you have, if you put them in there, we can get ready.
Yes.
I mean, tonight was
Off the cuff.
off the cuff.
Off the
And-
cuff.
and-
No
and-
script.
No,
Like I said,
no script. Here
Piece
we
of
are
paper. That's it.
at the castle.
Yeah. Sitting at the
And-
castle in the back room here.
You know, off the cuff, but it will get better if you know you have your questions. And like I said, I can't answer them. We're going to find someone who can.
Exactly.
That's how we roll.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen here.
We're going to get you real answers, quality answers from real people. Not, oh, let's Google that answer. No.
No.
You can do that yourself.
Yeah,
Or answer for you.
you need to talk.
Yes. Exactly. All right.
All right. Well,
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
listen. Excellent.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
All right.
This cigar brought this together, and there's so much more. Just stay tuned. Keep coming back, and it's gonna be phenomenal.
Yes.
Okay,
Right from here.
right for here.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Hello, everyone. Editor and co-host Mufassa back again to say thank you all so much for tuning into the final part of the episode. We are thankful for all of the feedback we've received from the website and in DMs on Instagram. We've also received some great questions from all of you, so you still have until March the 13th to put in some questions. You can send them in at cigars@thecastle.com, or you can send them in a DM to the Instagram, or put a comment down below here on YouTube or Spotify. Now, we'll be live 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. on March 14th at Castle Cigars. Feel free to stop by, check us out, see what we're doing in there. Our next video is going to be live in 2 weeks on March the 25th. I'm going to need a little bit of time to cut it up, edit it right. Like Rick said, find something you're passionate about, ask the question, and be all in. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks.